Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your monthly reading for November 2025. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into it, Scorpio. First, actually, happy birthday. I'm so excited for you. You're still going through your birthday season, and I did tell you that it's going to be perhaps the most unforgettable birthday season that you're going to have in your lifetime. And you've seen some big things happen since October, but actually further back. Now, here's the thing. If you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your spread. Then we're going to break it down week by week. I'm going to pull more cards. We'll talk about some aspects. And then, of course, the second spread. And here's the other thing. If you saw my November astrology overview, I'll leave that at the end of this video. You're welcome. You will know that I said that November is bananas. All right. So look at what's going on. Do you see something unusual? Yeah. It's all transits and retrogrades. Yep. Oh, yeah. There's more in the back, too. Yeah. So what does this mean? What does this mean about November for you? Well, two things. One, your radical transformation that you've been having since the prison portal began this past summer. Yeah. Then through September's eclipse season, where you learn surprises and twists are just so much fun. And then even last month with all that intensely passionate energy responsible and courtesy of Scorpio season and Scorpio energy, including Mars and Mercury at Scorpio. Well, your transformation, it's going to become a lot more deeper. It's going to be a little bit more intense, a lot more passionate, but at a slow burn this month with the retrogrades. And trust me, it's going to be good for you. Okay. And that brings me to two regarding your transformation, the retrogrades. All right. There's 5 of them. There's a lot. And those are only planets. Okay. Those are only planets. But like I said, they're good for you. Okay. They're like turmeric pills. Yeah. And these retrogrades are a little complex, which is why for this forecast, your monthly forecast, we're only going to focus on the retrogrades, the major lunations, and the transits. All right. Because what they are, they're like chapters of your story this month. All right. But also they're complicated too. And they add to the complexity to the fact that we have over 35 aspects this month. And again, just planets. And we'll discuss some of them. You saw, I threw one up here for you. Okay. I got some on the back for you. And at the end, okay, when we go week by week, all right, when we break it down. But in any case, very eventful, loaded, busy month. Yeah. Powerful month. Like I said, it's going to be a slow burn in some areas, but one that you're familiar with. And I say that because most of the outer planets, they're going to be back where they were before the prison portal even began this summer. So November, you can bet, is going to feel a little deja vu-y. All right. And out of sheer coincidence, a lot of the aspects will be repeats of times of your back in the beginning of the year as well. Okay. So you can bet November will feel a little deja vu-y. You got that? Did you get it? Anyway, what does this all mean? Not only are you going to be out of that wild vortex of the past few months, especially with the prison portal. Yeah. In November, you're going to make a lot of internal changes. You're going to do a lot of internal refinement, a lot of reflection. Remember, a lot of the aspects from November, they're rolling over into November. Yeah. Like Jupiter trine Saturn, for instance, which, by the way, will perfect this month. It's going to be huge. Okay. Happy daylight savings as well. But anyway, Jupiter trine Saturn, and that's on November 2nd. Jupiter trine Saturn, that's going to bring all this growth and stability that you're feeling because it's rolling over from October. Yeah. For your long-term goals. But it is November. It's going to be a very different month, and it's 2025. So expect the occasional urgent decisions, dramatic pivots, unexpected new circumstances that you might find yourself in. A lot of people from your past are going to be coming back, Scorpio, all right? And expect some radical revolution, okay? Now, let's start with Tuesday. Yeah, November 4th, Mars leaving your sign. How do you feel about that? Scorpio, leave it in the comments. How do you feel about that? You had Mars in your sign for about 2 months. Now, Mars is going to move into Sagittarius. So when I say, how do you feel about that? Oh, you're going to be overjoyed. Mars, as you know, action, your ambitions, your determination, your drive is leaving the comfort of its domicile, which is you, right? Mars rules you, and is now going into the blazing fiery sign of Sagittarius. So this is going to be very spirited. It's you seeking a lot of adventure, but also maybe a lot of you are going back to school. You're going into circumstances that's going to be educational for you. New learning experiences. A lot of y'all are going to be teaching as well. Traveling is going to be off the charts. This is all to broaden your horizons. I like this. Mars will be here for a few months, okay? I like that it's happening on November 2nd because it sets your determination for the month, okay? It's you seeing the big picture. That's the Sagittarius energy. And remember, a lot of that will happen this month is you going within. But with Mars isn't retrograde. Mars is in a fiery sign and it's going to be a very happy-go-lucky Mars. Yeah. So the fact that Mars is going to be in Sagittarius for 2 months, Sagittarius rules your second house. So, whoa, you're about to cha-ching, right? It's money. The second house is money. This is huge. This is really big. And this is you going all the way, all right? Not only is the second house money, it's self-worth, it's self-value, it's your values, yeah? So you're going to be searching for more in general when it comes to things that bring you comfort, especially money, all right? On your path to enlightenment. So big material possessions too. You're getting stuff. Y'all are getting stuff, okay? You're getting that blender that you wanted. Anyway, the one thing is it is going to instantly lock horns with Uranus. So FYI, there may be some surprises. Now, Wednesday, November 5th, you see we have the full moon in Taurus, 8:20 a.m. It's at 13 degrees. We're going to talk about this in length next week in your weekly forecast, but just know that this is strong AF. And not only because the moon is exalted in Taurus, but it's bookended by some of the most challenging aspects this month, okay? Well, one of them, which, I just told you was going to be Mars, is going to be opposite Uranus. Yeah. But here's the thing. What's really interesting is that the day after the full moon, you are going to have one of the best aspects of the month too. So that's what makes this full moon a little interesting. Now, this is a full moon in Taurus. So what did I just say about Sagittarius energy for you? Rules your second house. That's Taurus's home. So it's doubling down on not only comfort, things that bring you comfort, self-worth, material possessions, your values, finances. Taurus is your opposite sign. So your seventh house, partnerships, relationships. You're still going through a lot of that energy, but now it's a full moon. There's something coming to culmination, something coming to completion. Yeah. Think about what happened around April. Yeah. The end of April, the corresponding new moon in Taurus. So there's something here wrapping up. All right. The moon is illuminating something here. And there can be a little bit of a wake-up call because of the Mars-Uranus opposition happening at the same time. And that does bring a little bit of restlessness to stability, to finances, your values, your material foundations. And to be honest, there may be some surprises, all right? Kind of like when Patricia Arquette turned down A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. But stranger things have happened. Regardless, just think back to April 27th, okay? That was a corresponding new moon. So this new moon, this full moon is going to be big. It almost feels like a portal because look at what else is happening. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. Look at what's coming up, and we'll go in depth next week. Just prepare yourself for things that are going to be illuminated, but for you to ask yourself, do I want this partnership, relationship, marriage, contract, business partnership, one-on-one relationship, or do I want to change this relationship or contract? Or how do I adapt to inevitable change this full moon will bring? Okay? By the way, the good aspect that's happening is Mars will sextile Pluto. Okay? Your modern ruler. So that is happening at the same time too. And that is super rare. It's one of my favs. All right? It's the two power planets, Mars and Pluto. So it can be like a wrecking ball to anything that's in your way. And you're going to feel extremely magnetic. All right. So, a lot of emphasis on home, family, the foundations of your life. This is going to be a big deal. Now, that same day, right? By the way, you're the first sign I'm doing this week. Yeah. And thank you again for burning the midnight oil with me twice now. Yeah, it's after midnight. I got to try to get these out early or on time. Well, we're past on time. Thursday. Oh, yeah. It's going to be Thursday. Basically the same time. Actually, did I put Thursday? Yeah. Anyway. Oh, I know why. Yeah, because there's something else happening. Well, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, Thursday. So Thursday, Venus moves into your sign. Wow, how dramatic was that? Venus is moving into your sign. What? So Venus is leaving its sweet little castle in Libra, in her domicile, into the deep emotional waters of your sign, Scorpio. You must be very happy. All right. And Venus is going to be here all month. And so you've got Mercury, you've got the sun, obviously, and Venus now. So you still have a stellium of inner planets. So you really feel the inner planets. And they're driving your intense transformation. And it's Venus. So you see, even with the full moon in Taurus, and you see Uranus retrograding in Taurus, which we'll get to. But now Venus, a planet of love and money and relationships, everything that you're focusing on the first week anyway, is moving into your sign. So it's adding even more fuel in those areas of your life, all right? And remember, Venus in Scorpio is the same as any other planet in your sign, right? It amplifies that intensity. I won't let this go. Oh, I gotta have it. I won't let this go, right? This is gonna be mine. Remember what I said. What are you willing to endure for what you desire? And Venus is all about what you desire. So either way, Venus is now the detective, right? In these deep waters that you're gonna be feeling. It's very emotionally moving. It's very, let's do it. I want this. I feel it. I want pleasure all the time. This is very hedonistic, but also remember, it's a stellium and secrets are still coming to the surface, especially at the same time as a full moon in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. And why is that overlap there? Is because Venus is also the ruler of Taurus as well. Yeah. So there may be some things coming to the surface within you. It could be circumstantial. It could be the secret lovers you have. It could be your deep passion for Dawson's Creek, whatever it is, things are going to come up, okay? Whatever brings you pleasure, what you do, you do you, right? Venus in your sign. This is when you do realize you have a little bit of a villain in you, all right? Venus is in, stilettos. So, and don't worry, when I say villain, it's more like Tom and Jerry. But anyway, you're going to feel your power. That's all I'm saying, okay? She will square Pluto, your modern ruler, right off the bat. All right. So there's another aspect I'm throwing in with you here for you. But just remember, there can be a little bit of With Venus squaring Pluto, love, money, power, control, as well as obsessions, things like that. All right. You might, for instance, delete Tinder off your phone, but then you install it 20 minutes later to send a heated message to someone who didn't write you back. So stay frosty, be cool. This is a good time with Venus in your sign all month to just thrive with this energy. Okay. Venus is all about diplomacy. Now, the other thing is, yep, Uranus moving into Taurus. So this is actually a really big deal. Uranus moving back into Taurus, the same way Saturn and Neptune moved back into Pisces last month. Yeah, where they've been together since March 2023. Uranus is doing the same thing. Uranus is a planet of breakthroughs and your awakening. Yeah, wake up call. Surprises, the unexpected. Uranus is, the rebel. Moving back into Taurus, where it's been since May 2018 and will be here until April 2026. So over the summer, Uranus moved into Gemini for a hot second. And since May 2018, you had some surprises, unexpected moments, and breakthroughs when it came to relationships and marriage and partnerships, one-on-one relationships, business partners. Yeah, you went through a lot. You went through a lot, okay? But look how far you've come, all right? That's all I've got to say. Now, just like Neptune, this, Uranus and Taurus, last of our lifetime, okay? For some, it's going to be a little bit bittersweet. For others, it's going to be a relief. With Uranus out of Gemini, even temporarily too, by the way, which was a lot of mental breakthrough or breakdown the past few months, all right? So some of y'all get a little bit of a relief there, especially if Uranus was on your ascendant. Wink, wink. Uranus is still retrograde though, so it's just changing signs, which means it's moving back into Taurus right at that 29-degree point, all right? And like I said last week, when outer planets move, they move. You're going to feel this. And the fact that you're still under the window of the full moon in Taurus, you're really going to feel this. All right. Especially with the foundations of your life. And like I said, resources and your values, food too, by the way. There's going to be something with food that changes with y'all. All right. Treat yourselves too, by the way. You have Venus in your sign. Anyway, this is definitely not a quiet transit. There's a little bit of rumble to it. So what does this mean? It means you're going to be reevaluating what brings you comfort in stability as well, in relationships and partnerships, contracts, agreements as well. But like I said, money as well, your values, all of that. So this is good timing. This is one of those, like, it's really nice that you have Uranus going from Gemini to Taurus. Why? Because when Uranus was in Gemini is all about the mind, right? So Uranus in Gemini expanded your mind, expanded your consciousness. It brought you this profound innovation, the way that you see things. You changed the way you saw things in terms of deepening relationships, building your wealth. Okay, your transformation. It made you more creative, especially with solutions, problem solving, things like that. Remember, Uranus was trining Pluto for months. So you had these incredible breakthroughs to become the best version of yourself. So this is your personal revolution still at play. It's Uranus, okay? Aquarius is ruler. And with the Scorpio stellium, including the fact that, like I said, Venus is Taurus's ruler, this could radically change what you seek now. And you're going to get it because you have a stellium in your sign. Nothing can stop you now. So anyway, enjoy it. Now, here's the other thing, but just be ready to adapt, all right? There's got to be some changes, and a lot of it is within, okay? Now, Sunday, November 9th, Mercury goes retrograde. Look at that. there's something funny about this one. We'll talk about it when we turn around to the back, but Mercury's going retrograde in Sagittarius. And there's going to be something that has to do with the past, because when it comes to money for you, something that you're returning to or something that you're reevaluating, revisiting, there could be some money owed to you that may come up. Sagittarius, to be honest, is a strange place for Mercury, all right? Because Mercury rules Gemini. It's opposite sign. So Mercury's really far away from home. And Gemini is the mind. Sagittarius is more about your beliefs. Yeah. Therefore, with this retrograde, you're going to be spending some time re-examining your re-examining. It's 1 a.m. Re-examining your belief system, where you become wiser. So this Mercury retrograde, again, it's all about the big picture. Anything this Sagittarius energy is all about the big picture. Okay. Big pick energy. Yeah, you get it? So remember, retrograde's all about reassessing, even revisiting places that you love to travel. A lot of you are going places that you loved in the past, possibly with partnerships, possibly with relationships. There may be something here where you're reassessing how you make money, your income, as well as material possessions. You may have like a garage sale. You might be getting rid of things from the past, and people from your past will be coming back. That's just what happens. All right. And some actually might have to do with the law or legal matters as well. Or publishing, broadcasting. You might return to writing that fantasy novel you've been working on, or the podcast that you started on fantasy novels that you abandoned, because Sagittarius is all about world building. So there's a lot of fantasy here. But anyway, I like this. I like this Mercury retrograde, but remember, Mercury retrogrades, you always want to be mindful of delays and tech glitches. Yeah, technology. Mercury rules technology, which, by the way, the big internet outage, yeah, with AWS, yeah, that happened, right? That happened. And if you watch my live streams, not only did I call that, I did say there's going to be more to come. And I do speak more about it on greatawakener.com. Anyway, travel plans. Remember, a lot of y'all are going to be traveling over Thanksgiving. Yeah, Mercury will be retrograde. So choose your travel partner wisely. All right. And book your hotels now. And there's going to be some miscommunication. Now, the other thing is Tuesday, November 11th, Jupiter goes retrograde. All these retrogrades, Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. And this is until March 2026. So it's some time now. Okay. But as you know, time is speeding up, right? Like come on. 2025 is over in 2 months. How did that happen? How are we here? Anyway, like I said, Jupiter retrograde, this is a good thing. It's fine. This is all about spending time growing internally, right? Your personal growth, personal development, being honest with yourself. A lot of focus on home, family, your roots. Yeah? But remember, Jupiter exalted in Cancer is your 9th house. And what makes this really exciting for you is that you have Mercury and Sagittarius. You're moving into Sagittarius season. You have Mars in Sagittarius. The Sagittarius rules the 9th house. And that's Jupiter. It's his home. He's a ruler for Sagittarius. So they're really, honestly, when a lot of y'all really are traveling. A lot of y'all are really going to be in this zone in terms of inner wisdom, developing inner wisdom, becoming wiser, a lot of self-nurturing energy, embracing, connecting with your intuition for, like I said, like personal growth and development. And you're still going to receive like all the blessings and good fortune and luck from Jupiter. It's Jupiter. But you've got Saturn Neptune, Uranus, Mercury, and now Jupiter retrograde. So from this point forward, it's a really good time to downward dog, to spend time in nature, to jump in a pile of leaves, okay? Turning up your prana, your manifestations, your breath work, your chi, your chakras. This is your time. Yeah, this is your time. All that internal work. So remember, it's good. It's good. So I like this for you. And I like these retrogrades. Things are going to be slowed down. It is going to be that slow burn. The other thing that is happening, let me see here for you. I'm trying to pick the things that are going to be like more relevant to the signs in terms of, should we talk about this? And I'm going to skip these. All right. So Sunday. Oh, yeah. Well, are we here? Yeah, Sunday. This is it. All right. So now you have the sun in your sign that will trine Jupiter in Cancer. So this is one of the best, luckiest days of November, even the year. It's a sun trine Jupiter, right? Trines, as you know, are very auspicious. They actually have the nature of Jupiter. They work in your favor. So I really want you to circle this day in your calendar with a big fat marker, your lipstick, whatever. Just make sure that you see this, because this is huge, because it's not just this day, it's the cluster of the next 4-5 days where things are about to happen from this point forward. Anyway, this is one of the month's best, luckiest flows, okay? You're just going to feel this like radiant purpose. It's the sun in your sign with Jupiter in your ninth. So this is not only seeing the big picture, this is seeing your whole life purpose. This is sweet, and it's gracious, and it's kindness. There could be some recognition that there's recognition here, but there's also this sense of joy and pleasure, because Jupiter natively rules your fifth, where the North Node is. So there's something even destined here when it comes to love and relationships and true love, romance, recreation. A lot of y'all having kids. Congratulations. And it is the ninth house. So your worldview is expanding big time. You have Mars in Sagittarius. And so this has an impact on your self-worth and your self-esteem and your confidence. So just remember that faith rewarded becomes abundant. All right. Anyway, you've got Monday. Now we're flipping over. Monday, November 17th. Wow. A lot more transits. All right. So you see that the 17th, the sun is going to trine Saturn and Pisces. What? Yeah, it's amazing. And I'm looking to see if I didn't write it. I'll tell you. Mercury will sextile Pluto too. So, hey, right? A lot of home and family energy. That's really strong here, but this is a package deal with the sun trine Jupiter the day before, okay? And remember, Jupiter is trine Saturn, perfected, 25 degrees, thanks to Jupiter retrograde. So the day before and this day, the sun will be at 25 in your sign, meaning you have the perfect grand water trine. It's the sun now. That's vitality. It's your life force. It's you. It's amazing. The sun trine Saturn, sun trine Jupiter, Jupiter trine Saturn. And this is enormously special. You're going to feel it over the weekend until Thursday, pretty much all week, okay? And this is why you're going to love this, Scorpio. It's hitting your ninth house, your fifth house. There's so much joy, pleasure, expansion, this happy-go-lucky, feeling good, expanding your horizons, becoming wiser, but at the same time, what are the chances? And wait for it. That's right. The moon will be in your sign. What? How funny. If you're a subscriber, you know that I was talking about the moon in Scorpio. It has an intensity to it. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. So the moon has just entered your sign. So that's adding intensity. Remember, Venus is in your sign as well. So you've got a stellium in your sign, adds 10 times the intensity, especially with that God have it, I'm going to get it energy going all Tanya Harding, however you want to do it. Listen, you're going to have a huge focus on sex, taxes, wealth, intimacy, wealth building, and your rebirth. Yeah. Remember, it is a month of transformation. It's part of your death and rebirth. You cannot have that rebirth part without that death part. So there's still a lot of things that you are letting go as part of your caterpillar to butterfly, phoenix rising from the ashes month that you're going to have. And especially for the next 4 weeks, to be honest. So this is really great. And like I said, Mercury will sextile Pluto again. Exact. I mean, this is just bonkers because you've got this party in the sky. You've got this party in the sky with a stellium in your sign. You have the grand water trine. You have Mercury sextile Pluto. And Mercury, it's very like boogie nights, to be honest. Dancing with the stars, literally. Yeah. Mercury sextile Pluto, by the way, you've got this grand water trine bringing, on top of that, bringing this sense of authority. Your mind is going to be sharp. Again, a lot of focus on home and family for y'all, and money, okay, and food. But also your deep passions just really expressed. Contracts solidified, right? It's Mercury. In Sagittarius in your second house. So something with money is very possible here. I really love this. I love this time for you because then you get to Tuesday. Oh, shoot. Did I turn? Okay. Then you get to Tuesday, November 18th. Mercury moves back into your sign right around midnight. So 18th, 19th, depending on where you live. But what? Right? So Mercury retrograde went so far back from Sagittarius, like way back into your sign. So this is obviously the planet of communication and the mind. Just join the party, okay? He was here, as you know, in your sign all of October. And so when he moved into Sagittarius, he went outside. He got a slice of pizza. He, bought a couple vapes, whatever he did. He came back, and now you got 4 planets in your sign on this day. Scorpio, this is extra. This is extra intensity because on top of that, you do have the moon conjuncting Venus in your sign, and you will have Mercury conjuncting the sun in your sign, shining light on a lot of things in your life. Yeah, that's happening in your sign. You're going through a big internalization process, and yes, there definitely will be secrets. This is a big load up, right? There may be a little bit of truths coming to the surface. You're going to be saying a lot of things. You're going to get a lot off your chest, all right? But in a good way. This, again, these retrogrades are good for you. You got a stellium. This is intensely, deeply passionate Scorpio energy. Maybe that person on Tinder did write you back, okay? Or at least they wanted to until, their Wi-Fi went out because of Mercury retrograde. But you see how things piece together especially with a Mercury Cazimi in your sign. So there's a lot happening this day. So please mark this in your calendar. This is going to be a strong time for you. Just remember to practice patience. Confusion precedes wisdom. Anyway, people from your past are definitely going to come to your come back around, and it could be like a DM, someone that you even run into. I would not be surprised if it was like an old teacher or a former lover. And then you just going really deep. All of this happening in your sign. There is going to be a lot of internal reflection that could go outward. FYI, just letting you know. But it is definitely a time where you may be doing a lot of shadow work as well. All right. So, keep that in mind. Now, November 19th or the 20th, depending on where you live, because a lot of these, aspects or whatnot, they happen like right around midnight, my time, Eastern Standard Time, New York City time. You've got the new moon in your sign, 28 degrees. It's a late degree. It's a 2 a.m. new moon. I hope you like your new moons with a shot of intense espresso. This new moon will not be quiet. Okay, this is going to be a loud new moon, especially because Mercury is conjunct the sun, right? But also the moon. You have Mercury conjunct the new moon. You see what's happening the next day. That's when you have the perfection of the Mercury Cazimi, but it's the buildup that you're feeling now. And that's like a refresh, a reset of your mind and how you see things. But Mercury and the new moon will be opposite Uranus and Mercury, but Mercury will be trining Neptune. There's so much happening around this new moon. It's going to be big. It's going to be very emotionally charged. It's all gas, all right? No breaks, right? You basically have the grand water trine with the sun in your sign, Jupiter and Saturn, meaning this new moon basically joins the grand water trine. Mercury is perfecting a trine to Neptune, and again, will be opposite Uranus. So there's something here with partnerships, relationships. It's Uranus. There could be some unexpected news. There could be some huge intuitive downloads that you get. There's likely breakthroughs that you're going to have with this new moon. Compassion, like really charged up. And Venus in your sign. This is what I really want you to pay attention to, Scorpio. Venus will be connecting with the nodes of fate at 15 degrees. So what does that mean? Well, you have Venus in your sign, trine the north node in your 5th house, sextile the south node, and Virgo in your 11th. This is a nodal axis. There's something fated that's happening at the time of the new moon in your sign, with Venus in your sign. This is one of the biggest news. When I say your birthday season is going to be completely unforgettable, here it is. We'll talk about it more when we get to the weekly forecast, but there's something fated happening here. A lot of y'all are meeting soulmates or deepening your relationships with soulmates, having babies, like I said. And there's adjustments with your connection with other people, groups, communities. There may be something here with social media, but there's something, again, at the end of the day, it's all about you and your life purpose with all this energy in your sign. Yeah. You see on the November 20th, we have the Mercury Cazimi. All right. It's been building up. It's that huge awakening, that wake up call, that reset. Here's the thing. It's happening at the time of the new moon in your sign. We'll talk about the weekly forecast. That just doesn't happen. It never happens. Now, the bigger highlight that is boxed in this hot pink is Uranus sextile Neptune. What? This is huge. This is, yeah, I almost said it. It's freaking huge, especially for you, because this is happening at the time of your new moon with a Mercury Cazimi in your sign, while you have Venus connecting with the nodes in the very auspicious way. Uranus sextile Neptune in Pisces, right? Uranus and Taurus, 29 degrees. Part of the prison portal that you felt strongly in August, yeah? But they were in different signs, these two planets, okay? This is down to the minute, this perfection. 29 degrees, a critical degree, right? This is one of those big peaks. And you are going to feel this, especially internally, this charge, this revolution boiling up inside you. Like, I want this change and I want it now. All right. But remember what I said back in August, because actually April too. Well, no, August. Sorry. We had this in August, but again, it was in different signs. This aspect, we haven't, the one that happened in August, it wasn't at this magnitude, all right? And Uranus sextile Neptune, remember, it's generational. We have not had this aspect since the late 1960s. Think about the generation of that time. Very artsy, very poetic, visionary, revolutionary. This is your big breakthrough, especially with contracts, partnerships, marriage, all of that. Doubly so with the fact that you have the Neptune and the North Node in Pisces in your 5th house of joy, pleasure, and true love, soulmate energy. This is also your values. It's that Taurus energy. There can be something here with money, but and even entrepreneurial activities, creative projects are also really big parts of this Pisces energy for you. This is so big. That was so weird. I went like, it was like, I was like Mariah Carey or something for a second. Anyway, this is a big time for you. That's all. We'll talk about this more in your weekly forecast. What else is happening for you? I'll skip that. Did I put on the thing? Yeah, I didn't. So November 22nd. Oh, we're gonna. This is what you just wait. All right, just wait. You've got Mercury. Listen, this is like a 5 million star day for you, because you have Mercury trine Saturn and Jupiter. You see that, right? I made it clear. And then just 4 days later, you have Venus trine Jupiter and Saturn. And remember, Mercury and Venus are in your sign. These are going to have enormous impact on you. And so Mercury forming a grand water trine with Jupiter and Cancer and Saturn and Pisces. You can throw Neptune in there as well. Yeah, it's really close. And remember, they're all retrograde. A lot of this is like inside you. And you're going to feel this days before, days after. It's strong. This is definitely going to bring that stability and structure for everything that you want. Everything that you want, everything that you've been working toward. Jupiter bringing those blessings and that luck. And then even on the 24th, we have Mercury conjunct Venus, by the way, in your sign. But also, we do have Mars bending the nodes, actually, too. So, again, something faded here. Mars is in your second house. There's definitely, you're going to have relationships, money, and your values. There's going to be some really big shifts, really big ones. But there's so much happening this day. November 26th, that's when you have Venus in a grand water trine with Jupiter and Saturn as well. So again, you're getting what you want. Remember, Venus in Scorpio, Venus in her stilettos, like you're getting what you want. Venus is all about what your heart desires. You're getting, it's love and money and creativity, everything that's already happening with the North Node in Pisces in your 5th house. With all this, Uranus back in Taurus, like those are the big themes for you. Yeah. And then Thursday, November 27th, happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble. This is when you got Saturn going direct. All right. So Saturn's been retrograde since July 12th. So this is unlike the other planets. Saturn is leaving retrograde to go direct. So with all the grand water trines that are happening, obviously a very heartfelt, emotionally moving, wonderful Thanksgiving. FYI, just in case you wanted to know. Saturn, who is Chronos, he's Father Time, but also the authority, going direct since, again, July 12th. Yeah. He and Venus are really leading this grand water trine. It's like you're in a sleigh and they're pulling it. And with him direct, it's just everything that you've been working on since March 2023 when it comes to true love and romance and joy and pleasure, hobbies, recreation, even entrepreneurship, activity, creative projects. Yeah, Saturn is building you that foundation, that stability, structure to your dreams. All right. Especially he's here in your 5th with the North Node. There may be something here that you're signing. There's something here that there's movement with an agreement. It's very possible. You have a lot of family energy. Remember, you've got so much family energy, Scorpio. New families too, because Saturn natively rules your 3rd. That can be like new agreements, new things coming to fruition. You've been curious about new things as well, but it's still like siblings and, distant relatives. But there is a sense of devotion when Saturn goes direct. Again, we'll talk a lot about it when we get to the weekly forecast. And then November 29th, Mercury goes direct in your sign. No longer retrograde. There's a lot of other things happening with Venus in your sign at this point. But the bigger thing is Venus is going to, after all that, Venus will move into Sagittarius, which you're going to love. Because, yeah, sure, you love Venus in your sign, but you're going to love it more when you've got Mars and Venus together in your second house of income and finances and money. Okay, they're tag teaming in Sagittarius, your second house, which is great. And the fact that Venus is the planet of money, your things are about to take off for you. So let's get started. Thank you everyone who's joined the Great Awakener or Great Awakener. Oh my gosh. Let's do this. How much I know I'm doing. Okay. Scorpio, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you for let's see what's going on for you for November 2025, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Scorpio, y'all crack me up. I can't even look at you. You're making me blush. Okay, well, look at that. Birthday candle out for you again. I do a traditional cult across spread, offers the best overview. Scorpio, if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, y'all are amazing. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah. Remember, I got my bank account goes into the negatives starting, what day's today? Yeah. Starting now. We're already in Scorpio season. Okay. I think I've mentioned, I have a lot of friends that are Scorpios. I have a lot of, we get along. All right, Scorpio, let's get started. By the way, those two cards, oh wow. Those two cards, we're leaving them as clarifiers because they clearly wanted to pop out, even when I was trying to prevent them from popping out. But but you saw how there was that other card and I kind of flipped it. If it shows up, I'll let you know. But it was another Pentacles card. When I say money is the thing for you this month, it really is. Anyway, speaking of money, you got the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. So you're moving into this month where you have already established something when it comes to creating something, create a project or working with others, working with another team as well. A lot of y'all maybe started new jobs, new projects. And even if you're not here for career or work, it's creating something. It's just creation, right? Creating something where it feels good to work with other people in some capacity where there's some longevity behind what you're working on, right? So I really love that for you. That's really special, but it does feel like if it hasn't happened, it will, right? Working with others. Now, you got the Seven of Cups and the Heart of your spread. Didn't you? You did. Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be your big thing this month. The Seven of Cups is your card. And what are the chances? It is attributed to Venus and Scorpio, second decan, right? So interesting with Venus moving into your sign. There's going to be a little bit of like, okay, this exists. I want this. I want that. I want this. But at the end of the day, yes, you can have it all. But this is a month when you're meant to go within, right? You're meant to go within. And if you have everything, then it's like, takes the fun out of like trying to get other things. You got to go within. You got to know what you really, really, really want. Okay. And that's what's happening this month. It seems like there's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. There's a little bit of fog as well. When you go within, it's very interesting compared to where the planets were at while we were in Scorpio season. But even before we moved into Scorpio season, you did have Mars and Mercury in your sign. So there can be a little bit of, whoa, what's going on? What's this slow burn? Oh, it's real. Jimmy was talking about it. Okay, so things have kind of slowed down a little bit. Maybe I should just go within and know what I want moving forward. Okay? Yeah, the Emperor. This is going to bring that. So if you want to be sitting in that throne feeling like the boss, right? Feeling like this is someone who is so full of wisdom. This is mastery of self, the Emperor. And you can even see his long white beard. There's wisdom, his red cloak for passion and power, the Egyptian ankh in his hand that's this driving life force, the world in his hand. This is a ruler, okay? And so again, it just feels like there's a little bit of footing. Let's get some footing to feel that empowerment. The other thing is there is going to be a lot of oppositions and squares this month. All right, we'll talk about it. But there's definitely going to be maybe an authority figure, and because you have a lot of family energy, maybe a father figure, you just got to see eye to eye with. All right, and they may be the reason of this. There's this almost like contingency. It could even be a partner because you have so much partnership energy. It's almost like they're part of this. You can't make this decision alone, but they're nowhere to be found. They're in their own little thing, going through their internal, retrograde moments. So let's do some connection here. But at the same time, really trust you, right? Trust your intuition. 7 really is all about desire. So like I said, what are you willing to endure for what you desire? Well, you've got to really, really know deep down in your bones what that is. All right. Now, you have that 8 of Swords in your crown, 5 of Wands in the root of your spread. So when I say when you're going within this month, there can be a lot. You've got a stellium, like I said, in your sign. You have so much happening. Once a planet leaves, another one comes in. Like, you've got a lot happening still in your sign. And then you've got everything moving into Sagittarius, right? Even the sun, we're moving into Sagittarius season. And so that is your second house of self-worth and self-value. So there's something here where it's like you're asking yourself, like, when it comes to this job, like, do I believe in myself? Sagittarius energy is all about self-belief. All right. Am I worth this? It's like not doubting yourself because there's some internal conflict happening here. All right. There's truths you're going to have to face. And you invented that. All right. That's what Scorpio energy is. Remember, Pluto, ruler of the underworld, brings things to the surface, your modern ruler. And that it's depth, right? So that's what's happening. It does seem like there's something that you don't want to face with that 8 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. There is a little bit of that illusion there. There's something holding you back from something here this month, right? She can break free. You got the 5 of Wands here. There's a little bit of like, okay, there's some aspects with Pluto. Ego's at play this month as well. So just be mindful of that. Remember, gonna get it. Nothing's going to stop me. There's that type of energy. But at the same time, there's a little bit of like when you're working with other people, yeah, there may be some difference of opinions, but the key word is work, right? Teamwork. There's no I in teamwork. Right here. It's all about seeing eye to eye in that compromise and working together to create something. And there's something here you have to identify because there's something also within you that needs to come out, okay? It's almost like you're not going to let it out. But then you will if you can break free. With that Queen of Swords, I'm going to show you. I mean, listen. You see the tassel on the Queen of Swords on her wrist? I can't even, I'm trying to do it without the glare. You see that? Guess what was part of her journey, right? Okay, you see the rope all over her? So you can do it. You can use that sword to, right? This is authority. This is clarity. This is mental clarity. This is being very decisive. This is you making a really powerful decision. That's your breakthrough, all right? This is truth and nothing but the truth. This is ownership, but this is also being honest with yourself. So it seems like there is a big breakthrough you're going to have this month. Now, let's get to your stuff. Scorpio, y'all, come on. Y'all, big month. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. And I love y'all. Happy birthday for Scorpio. You better Scorpio the heck out of this month. Let's okay, yeah, this is the you're gonna this is it. This is it. Uh okay, you've got the 10 of Pentacles. Congratulations. This is everything that you want. When you've got Uranus moving back into Taurus, when you have Mars and Mercury moving into Sagittarius, those are the two biggest key players for you this month, as well as the stellium in your sign, right? But then you also have all those grand water trines that you're a part of. So you're going to have a lot of shifts, not only internally with the retrogrades, but in your external world as well. And this is all about physicality. And I did say money and relationships and your legacy. It's, your eighth house activated. It's you are the ruler of the eighth house. That's your home. It's all here. This card is highly associated with like inheritance and investments and, the family. You see the 3 generations of family, the couple here as well. I said a home and family is a big thing for you, and abundance. You see all that harvest. But this is just appreciating all the things. It's like the you made it card, and you still have a lot to work with. But there is a sense of you coming into a place where you're thinking about that. Like, what I want to pass down, yeah, to my kids, to my grandkids, and if not that, to the next generation, right? You've got that 5 of Cups. This is your card too, Mars and Scorpio, right? So it looks like there might be someone that's a little bit, it kind of like maybe there's something that you do or say or not do or not say that could have some sort of emotional impact on someone else. And it also can be you, based on this indecisiveness, based on like, I don't know, like that kind of energy. I don't know, right? So we've got to be, it's all about having open communication, integrity, and honesty, okay? It is not only secrets to the coming to the surface, but truths coming to the surface. You got the King of Cups here too. That's amazing. That's you. You're getting all your cards, by the way. You know that, right? So you're moving in this direction of having this emotional stability, being on top of your emotions, having this strong compassion, self-love, being the rock for other people. That's what you want. You want them to know you got this. I ain't afraid of no ghost, right? That's the energy you're going to be giving off. And then finally, you have the Death card in your final outcome. There you go. Your card, the Death card attributed to Scorpio. This is change. This is huge change, both internal, external, all of it. This is you. Remember, what I talk about the retrogrades and the transits being like chapters this month, this is a huge chapter that you're moving into. Huge. And one ending, okay? This is it. It's your death and rebirth moment this month. Look forward to it, but do it in a way where you see the direction you're going, right? And then all these pentacles that popped out. The Knight of Pentacles, stability for the long term, money and wealth, career, jobs, but it doesn't have to be. Pentacles are your physical realm, yeah? So it can be a relationship, yeah? Then you got the 6 of Pentacles too, which is amazing. It's generosity, it's gratitude, it's giving, it's receiving. It's taking those inspired actions that bring that type of energy here. But there is a sense of harmonizing. Now, let's get to your stuff. Or wait, no, sorry. What? Okay. I wanted to clarify something for you. I wanted to clarify that 7 of Cups for you. What'd you get? Oh, yeah, there we go. There's got to be a big decision you make. It is so clear as day now. It's going to be you see that. It's going to be a life-changing decision. Now, you know what's really crazy about this, and I'm going to say this is really bananas, judgment. Not only is this your spiritual awakening, this is that aha moment, this is that wake-up call that you're going to have. What did I say? This month is very much like life purpose for you. That's what this is. You see Archangel Gabriel blowing the trumpet, the dead arising. That's how strong this card is. It's healing, but it's like waking the dead. So This is your big, profound moment that you will have once you know what you want. And with that said, it does look like there is going to be a sense of like, I needed this to happen. I needed this to happen. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen this, whether good or bad, whether good or challenging. It had to happen. And now I can see. Okay? And this card is attributed to Pluto, your modern ruler. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Scorpio cards. Wow. Let's break it down week by week. Scorpio, first week. Well, the first week is big. There's a lot happening. Let's see. You got Mars moving into Sagittarius, and then you got the full moon in Taurus. You've got Venus moving into your sign. You've got Uranus going retrograde back into Taurus. You got Mercury going retrograde. Like, let's see what's going on for you for the first week of November. There it is. Where do you... Oh, there it is. Yeah. I told you that full moon in Taurus is strong. There's going to be a little bit of a rumble. Taurus is an earth sign, right? Anyway, you are going to feel a little bit of that. And there may be something that you have to... There's something you need to see, especially with a relationship and a partnership. Okay? You got the only 2 cards in all of tarot, by the way, that where they are blindfolded. There's something you have to see. There's a decision that you're going to make, and you have to face your truths. Okay? Now, second, and that's going to come with the full moon. Remember, it illuminates. It's happening with everything that I told you is happening. Now, the second week, Jupiter will go retrograde. You've got, oh, by the way, we will have Mercury conjunct Mars again, but this time in Sagittarius, not your sign. That's going to be very different. Remember, that is your second house of money and income and even, intimacy. And there's definitely going to be some truths coming to the surface this day too. That'll be happening on Wednesday, the 12th. Anyway, and then you do have this, let's the second week, by the way, there's only like 2 things happening, but there's November 14th is kind of bonkers. We'll talk about it in your weekly forecast. There's just a lot happening. There's like 12 aspects happening. Anyway, let's see the second week. Let's focus on Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, and then Mercury conjuncting Mars in Sagittarius for you. Scorpio. Oh, you got the Hermit. Virgo. Okay. Attributed to Virgo. So there is something here where it does seem like you might spend some time thinking about your future hopes, your long-term goals, your dreams, but also thinking about, remember, this is a month where you're going within, right? Perfect. The Hermit, that's all about doing that deep reflection and introspection. And there is a sense of like, you've made these accomplishments, and it's, remember this big life chapter that you're about to move into. What is next? That's the big thing here. You have a lot of questions, but you've got to be able to answer them. Okay? Now, the third week, you do have the trines. You have the sun in your sign, trine Jupiter in Cancer, trine Saturn. You have these grand water trines. You have Mercury moving back into your sign. You've got the new moon in your sign. You have the Mercury Cazimi in your sign. You have Uranus, exile Neptune. You have, and then we move into Sagittarius season. And then you have the Mercury grand trine, grand water trine with Mercury in your sign. That's a lot. Let's see what's going on for you the third week. Scorpio of November. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Amazing. The 9 of Cups is attributed to Jupiter in Pisces. And Jupiter is, the traditional ruler of Pisces. this is the wish come true card. This is the card where it's complete satisfaction. It's you getting what you want. Remember, I said you're going to get what you want. There's your affirmation. By the third week, you just have to know what it is that you want as you move forward. Okay? Go get and you'll receive. And by the way, remember, Pisces rules your fifth house. It's where your north node is. There's a lot of fated events that's happening for you, but it just seems like it's very rewarding. All right. Now, the last week, as you know, we do have Mars bending the nodes. So that's going to happen November 24th when we do have Mercury conjunct Venus in your sign. There is something here. We'll talk about it in your weekly forecast. There's just something here. There may be some old friends coming to or former friends coming to the like coming back, or you maybe letting them go, and but there's something here when you have Mars bending the nodes, which would be Mars is squaring the nodes of fate here. Is something Mars wants you to look at, okay? And then you've got, Venus in the Grand Water Trine, Venus in your sign. You have Saturn going direct. You have Mercury going direct in your sign on the 29th, Venus moving into Sagittarius. So let's see what's going on for you, Scorpio, for just an enormous, just a lot. And again, we haven't, that's only half. I haven't even covered, we'll do it in your weekly forecast. Let's see what's going on for you the last week, Scorpio. November 2025. Oh, look at you. What a journey. What a journey you just went through. You got what you want. I mean, you get it. You get it. I mean, you got the Lovers. This has been a journey. Actually, it started last month. Remember, deepening relationships was a big theme for you, a big goal for a lot of y'all. It can be, if you're not here for love, it can be business as well. Business partners, but whatever it is, it comes down to you. Everything comes down to you. The Lovers is saying, hey, it is your choice on what you want to do with this partnership, this relationship, whatever it is. You got protection. You got 2 archangels, didn't you? Yeah. You have Archangel Raphael here too. You see the full abundance of the sun. You see this gift of love. You're good. There's some things we're going to have to face, but once you face them, things get easier, right? Once you're being honest with yourself, it feels good. That's the only thing, but something is going to make you have this big moment. And you see it's pretty big. So anyway, Scorpio, thanks so much. That's a bonkers. You got all your cards. Oh my gosh, Scorpio, thanks so much. Next week, we will dive deeper in your forecast. And then tier 3 members, the bonus spread. We're going to pull some, we're going to look at love. We're going to look at money. We're going to look at a lot of things. We'll look at a lot of things, Scorpio. Happy birthday. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Really good and legendary members. Thanks you, anyone's welcome to join. And thank you again for burning the midnight oil, the 1:31 a.m. oil with me. I got to go to bed, but I got to do another time. I got to do another time. Y'all, I'll see you. Okay, Scorpio, I love y'all. Happy birthday. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.